Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and today I have three different and interesting names for Real Madrid. The most important news is what Jose Felix Diaz, as you can see in this image here, he was participating in the Twitch channel of Ruben Martin, and he said something really interesting about the future of Kylian Mbappé. At least what in Real Madrid, within the board members are thinking about what is going to be the future of Kylian Mbappé. But before to get started, let me go ahead and pull out a couple different news regarding to Gnabry, which is the other super interesting name for Los Madridistas right now, because according to Ekrem Konur, as I said last night, as you can see here, Ekrem Konur claimed Real Madrid is reactivating the interest in the signing of the player. But before they get started, let me tell you, the same journalist has been claiming Real Madrid and Liverpool remain interested in Borussia the Dortmund midfielder Jude Bellingham. So Jude Bellingham, yes, is in the radar of Real Madrid since long time ago, but the debate it was about for him to come to Real Madrid this year or next year. Well, apparently, according to Ramon Alvarez de Mon, Real Madrid is placing an order for the player for next year. Not this year, because this year we already have spent about 80 million in Tchouaméni, so there's no room enough. There's no point in spending an additional 90 million euros for a player that might come not for free, but might arrive to Real Madrid for that amount of money, but next year. So next year we have, place enough, room enough, space enough, and money enough to pay whatever we are asked to pay for the player. So to me, the biggest interest right now for Real Madrid for next year is pretty much Jude Bellingham, okay? But he's not going to play for Real Madrid this year. I want to be pretty honest with you, and Real Madrid is not interested in signing the player for this year. So keep that in mind, because so many people out there are claiming Jude Bellingham might come to Real Madrid this year, and that is not going to happen, okay? So you guys can rest assured Real Madrid will try, as soon as we have a chance, we'll try to to sign Jude Bellingham, but it's not going to be for this year. But the other important news, let me tell you something regarding to, as you can see, Gabriel Jesus. He's been attached to Real Madrid for over the last 2 weeks or something like that. Carlo Ancelotti really liked this player, but unfortunately the non-European passport will be the biggest obstacle for Real Madrid to sign Gabriel Jesus. It has been the biggest obstacle on the way. So finally he will join, apparently, Arsenal, okay? So he's no longer coming to Real Madrid. And then the other name I have to talk about, it is Gnabry. Gnabry, the Bayern Munich player, as you know, is not accepting the renewal offer that he has from Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid is monitoring and tracking the situation just in case he gets on the way to shoot on him, right? So Real Madrid might try to sign Serge Gnabry to replace Marco Asensio. The thing and the key and the point, the main factor here is Marco Asensio. If the Spanish player finally leaves Real Madrid and he goes out and play in Italy or England, Juventus de Turin, Milan, I think is right now the team with the biggest chances for Marco Asensio to play in, or even Manchester United, if he leaves Real Madrid, the chances for Gnabry to become a Real Madrid player go to the roof, okay? So yes, Real Madrid is also considering the player, because for that position we don't have any other player. If you think about it, we only have Vinicius Jr. working on the left, Eden Hazard originally from the left, and Rodrigo originally as well from the left. It's true though, Rodrigo Goes has been playing for Real Madrid pretty much in the right? But in my opinion, it is a good thing to have at least two players per position, and of course, Gnabry and Rodrigo might be these two players for Real Madrid next year, right? So let's see what happens, but yes, it is true, according to Ekrem Konur, Real Madrid is tracking and monitoring the situation with Gnabry, and if possible, we are going to try to sign the player for next year. And now let's go with the most interesting news, because yesterday, Jose Felix Diaz, during the streaming, during the Twitch show from Real Madrid, said this. Listen, I'm gonna volume up so you guys have a chance to hear it. Look. Within Real Madrid are strongly convinced Real Madrid will be knocking the door within the next year. Next year, Kylian Mbappé might be trying to whether sign for Real Madrid or at least to call to Florentino Perez or call Real Madrid to try to negotiate and say, hey, I just got wrong. I made a huge mistake staying in Paris Saint-Germain because this is not what it was supposed to be and things like that. And then I want to come to Real Madrid because it's my dream. Yeah, I got wrong. Sorry, whatever. And then Real Madrid, it's going to be up to Real Madrid. It's going to be up to Florentino Perez to sign the player or rule him out forever. Because if he asks to Real Madrid to come, or if he asks to Real Madrid to go ahead and try to sign him, let me tell you, Real Madrid will need a lot of guarantees from the player that he will come for Real Madrid and he's not going to do again what he did in the past, what he did last this year, right? Because he betrayed literally to Florentino Perez and Real Madrid. But they are strongly convinced the player has made a huge mistake, and just because of that, he will regret of his decision, and in the near future, he might be changing his mind and coming or trying to come to Real Madrid. I don't know. Honestly, I would say I don't want to see Kylian Mbappé anymore in Real Madrid or even attached to Real Madrid, because this guy is a traitor, and in my opinion, he has to be treated like that, right? But what is really true though, soccer is a very changing world, right? Everything changed in soccer. It's a kind of roller coaster every single day, so you never know what is going to happen. And if Kylian Mbappé, keeps performing in the same way he's been performing so far, then Real Madrid might consider his position and say, okay, let's give him another chance or something like that, a second chance, so he recognizes and acknowledges that he got wrong, and the best thing he should have done is to sign for Real Madrid. And yeah, let's try to sign him and just let's forget about everything, and then let's try to negotiate with Paris Saint-Germain for him to come to Real Madrid. But I don't know, honestly, because within Real Madrid, the fans are super upset towards Kylian Mbappé, and I'm not quite sure if some people has already forgiven to Kylian Mbappé. That was a very, very, it is something that leaves you a kind of mark in the heart, when a player that has been attached to Real Madrid for so long, like Kylian Mbappé was, and then in the last 15 days, like Florentino Perez said, he changes his mind and he forgets about everything and he betrays Real Madrid. I don't think that is something really forgettable, right? I don't know. Honestly, I want to think that might happen, that Kylian Mbappé will play for Real Madrid. I wouldn't be the happiest one. Let me be honest with you, because I am a super Madridista, a super fan, and to me, Real Madrid should plan ahead without Kylian Mbappé, right? But let's see what happens. So that was the most interesting news today. Now let me know your thoughts about that. Just comment in the section below, and of course, subscribe my channel, Real Madrid Hub.